Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Baking Secrets by Anna. In today's video we are going to make 3 different Halloween cakes. They are so easy to make and they are perfect for any Halloween party you have. So let's get started. Firstly, let's begin with our pumpkin cake. I'm gonna roll out some black fondant. I will dust my surface with some cornstarch to prevent it from sticking. And now I'm going to roll it out in order to cut some of the details. You can either cut it on your own and be creative, or you can either print some outlines from the internet and use it as a guide to cut it out. Firstly, I will cut some triangle eyes. You can use a knife to do that, or you can even use a cutter. I will also cut a triangle nose. And now I'm going to continue to cut the mouth of our pumpkin. Our details are ready, and now let's get started to decorate our cake with buttercream. I have also prepared some of my American buttercream recipe, where you can find the link right here. I will color some of my buttercream with an orange color. I will use color gel paste, about 2 to 3 drops, depending on how strong you want the color to be. Mix using a spoon until you reach the color you want. Our buttercream is ready, so let's decorate our cake. Firstly, using an offset spatula, I'm going to put some buttercream on the bottom of my base. I will take the first layer of my cake and put it on my base. Then I will put about 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of the buttercream on top and smooth it out. I will now take the second layer of the cake and put it on top. I will repeat the same process with my buttercream, and then I'm going to smooth it out on top. Lastly, I will take my last layer of the cake and put it on top and press it with my finger so it will be nice and even on top. I will take a bit of my buttercream and put it on top to make the crumb coat layer of my cake. The crumb coat layer is a thin layer of buttercream which locks the crumbs into your cake. We are going to put it into the fridge for about 15 minutes, and then we are going to take it out and finalize our design. Now that our cake is covered in a thin layer of buttercream, I will chill it for about 15 minutes until it's nice and set, and continue on with our decorating. Let's finish decorating our pumpkin cake. I will take some of the orange buttercream prepared before and put it all on top of the cake. Then, using my spatula, I will smooth it out on top and to the sides. As you can see, the first layer of buttercream that we added before prevents the crumbs from coming to the front of the cake. I will take now a cake smoother and do the sides of the cake. This will create clean sides on your cake. You can find these tools in the description box below. Now that our sides are nice and smooth, I will take an offset spatula and smooth out the top of the cake. Firstly, I will take the sides and bring it into the middle. This will create sharp edges on your cake. Now that our cake is nice and smooth, we are going to finish decorating. We are going to add our fondant details that we made before. Now I'm going to take the mouth of my pumpkin and put it on top of the cake. I will also take the eyes. I will use some green buttercream which I put into a piping bag to create some little details around the cake. I will take a small piece of chocolate and put it as the stem of the pumpkin. Our pumpkin cake is now ready, and let's continue to the second cake. Let's prepare our second cake, which is gonna be a ghost cake. It's gonna be an easy chocolate cake covered in American buttercream and then decorated with some fondant on top. Firstly, I will take some buttercream and put it on the base of my cake. I will take the first layer and press it on our base. I will scoop some buttercream on top and smooth it out. I will put the second layer of cake on top and repeat the same process with my buttercream. Smooth out the buttercream on top and then put on your last third layer. Make sure that you're going to press it on top in order for it to be nice and smooth. Since I want to make our cake in a ghost shape, I will cut the edges on top using a knife to create a hemisphere shape. Don't worry if the cake is not exactly even on the sides, because then we are going to cover it in fondant. Now I would take my excess cake that I had left from cutting out the corners and connect it using your fingers. Then roll it into a ball and put it on top of the cake to give it a more hemisphere look. I will take now some of my buttercream to cover the top and the sides of the cake. Smooth out the buttercream as much as you can. Our cake is ready and we are going to let it to the side until we roll out our fondant. Here I have 3 different colors of fondant. I have pink, black and white. I will cover my cake with white fondant and then I will use black and pink to do some decorations for later. You're going to take your rolling pin and start rolling out your fondant in about 1 millimeter thickness. Move it around every time you roll it out because it helps it to keep a more circular shape. My fondant is rolled out nice and thin, Now I'm going to put it on top of my cake. Gently put your fondant on top. Use your fingers to connect the sides of the cake with your fondant. The bottom of the cake doesn't need to be exactly straight. You need to be a bit wavy, so you will create the ghost effect. Our cake is now covered in fondant and we are going to continue with our details. I'm going to take my black fondant and roll it out to create the mouth and the eyes of the ghost. Take a knife and make an oval shape to create the mouth of your ghost. Then make two smaller pieces for the eyes. You can do them either in a circle or you can do a small oval shape. Here I have some vodka which is used to stick fondant together. Now put some vodka on the mouth of the ghost and put it on your cake. Lastly, I will create a nice bow to put on top of the ghost using my pink fondant. I will take my pink fondant, cut it into 3 pieces. I will take the 2 bigger pieces to create the sides of the bow and let the other piece to the side. You will roll it into your hands into a ball, and then you're gently using your fingers, you will create a more steeper side. This will be the one side of the bow. We'll do the same process again to the other bow to create the other side of the bow. I will also take a small piece of the fondant that we left to the side and create a nice ball that will be in the middle of the bow. Put some vodka on the sides of the bow in order to stick it with the middle piece. Put it together and gently press it a little bit using your fingers. Your bow is ready, but you can add more detail if you want using a fondant tool to create lines for the bow to look more realistic. Take now your cake and put it on top. Our second cake is ready, so let's get going with the third and last design. Now we're going to prepare our last third design, which is gonna be a Frankenstein cake. It's gonna be a chocolate cake covered in green buttercream. So let's get started. I will first start with some buttercream, which I will put on the base and put our first layer of cake on top. I'll take some of the buttercream and put it in the middle and smooth it out. I will take the second layer of my cake and put it on top and repeat the same process with our buttercream. Last, I will take my third layer of the cake and put it on top. Now put some buttercream on top of the cake and smooth it out on top and to the sides. Now I'm going to chill my cake for 15 minutes until it's nice and set, and then we are going to decorate it with some green buttercream. Now let's finish our third and last cake. I will take now my green buttercream and put it on top of the cake. Using a spatula, I will cover the sides of the cake and the top. Don't forget that you can find all of the tools I use in the description box below. Now take an icing smoother and gently smooth out the sides of the cake. Now that the sides of the cake are nice and smooth, I will take an offset spatula and smooth out the top edges. Now I have prepared some black buttercream and some white buttercream and I've placed it into a piping bag. Now you can start decorating your cake. I will take some white buttercream to create the eyes. I will do 2 oval circles. Then I will take my black buttercream and I will create a dot in the middle for the eye. If you find it difficult to do it directly on the cake, you can use a toothpick to mark out the outline to make it easier for you to decorate. Again, with the black buttercream, I will create a round nose and also the hair. I will start from around the cake on top of the face and start creating little hair in the form of zigzag. Also create some stitches to make it look even more realistic. I would take 2 small pieces of a chocolate bar and put it as the cheeks of my Frankenstein. Our third and last cake is now ready. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for next week's video.